We've all heard of Stephen King. If not his books, you've definitely seen his movies. I mean, they've been making his books into movies since he looked like a goddamn wolf man. I'm sorry. I never want to criticize someone's look, but what is that look, dude? You look like you're coked up. You look like a wolf man that escaped the laboratory. And this picture was to honor him for making it as an author. I don't know what type of honor that is with a coked up look. Anyway, but I've watched a lot of his adaptations. No, not all. I mean, look at all his adaptations. My God, like, what the hell is The Cell? What is Mercy? Have you heard of any of these movies? Like, I love Stephen King, but I mean, why does he care? He's a millionaire. But some of this shit looks like Tubi originals. I mean, he's like, bitch, shut up, I'm a millionaire. And I can't blame the brother for agreeing on everything. He gets paid, man. But what the hell is writing the bullet? And what does that mean? I've seen, I believe, most of Stephen King movies, like the mainstream ones. Not all, but most. Of course, like many, I think our favorites would be the It franchise. No, not the corny 90s one. Even if that film has a piece in for my burnt tar heart. Some may say The Shining, The Green Mile. All amazing choices. And they're all amazing horror films. But I just probably watched the most depressing, most devastating, most bleak, heartbreaking Stephen King adaptation, The Long Walk. I would say with the King adaptations, I'm a general audience. I never read any of his books. Like, one, they're long as hell. Two, I have a second grade reading level. I'm like, dude, where the hell are the pictures? So I've never heard of the book, The Long Walk. I saw the trailer and was like, okay, it looks alright. Totally forgot about it. Then I saw it on Prime and I was like, oh, why the hell not? And I started watching it with really no opinion and ended watching it like I was a war veteran. Like, this movie is amazing, but goddamn, it was tense from the beginning until the end. You just felt so nervous watching it with dread, knowing the deaths that are going to happen. I've seen so many movies. I watched a lot of horror movies. I'm a fan of horror, and it's my favorite genre, but all the horror films I've watched in my lifetime, this movie, The Long Walk, is the first horror film that makes me tense and nervous watching the entire time. And I give huge credit to the director Francis Lawrence. But he had to make a story about a bunch of people just walking for a long time on one long road. Entertaining. I don't know how you do that, but he somehow does it. He somehow pulls it off. Because right from the beginning, you're thinking, how the hell is this movie gonna work? Because you don't get to know any of the characters. You're just pushed right into the story. But with the amazing writer from the amazing upcomer, J.T. Moliner, you just connect to all the characters right away. You understand their motives, why they would do this challenge, and you do have sympathy for most of the characters. But with Francis directing, he makes the whole movie about walking into this intense, eyes glued to the screen movie. Like, Francis and JT need to get recognized as one of the great filmmakers. They really made a movie about walking into an intense horror film that keeps you engaged the entire time. They need to be talked about more. I get it. My favorite movie of last year was Superman and Sinners. They're both my number ones. I love those movies. They all deserve their rose and flowers. But it's crazy how this movie no one talks about. I'm online a lot. Too much. Crippling online addiction. Like most Gen Z. I saw nothing about this movie. It's so sad because I can see this movie being people's favorite of the year. It's amazing. And it's about the worst workout, walking. But it is stupid because we walk every day. Wow, Jaden, that was stupid to say. I would say watching most Stephen King movies, I love the It 2017 version for the longest time. See what I did there? Okay, I'll go. But for the longest time, It Chapter 2 was my favorite Stephen King movies. But man, after watching The Long Walk, it has some competition. But now let's talk about The Long Walk. It starts out like one of my favorites, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. To me, it starts out like Texas Chainsaw because it starts with the text explaining what's basically going on, but creatively having the text to be an acceptance letter from the government, because in this world, all the wars and the corruption led to the country's collapse, with the economy at an all-time low. Anyway, we meet one of our main characters, Raymond, and his mom is begging him not to go because she knows what the challenge is. And Raymond knows this too, but again, the economy's at an all-time low. People ain't making money anymore. And if you finish this long walk, you get $1 million. So, I mean, who wouldn't? But they drive to the road where the military group are. Ray says his goodbye to his mother, and he meets up with the rest of the contestants. And right away, him and this guy Peter, and I would say the small group of guys named Arthur and Hank, they all kick it off very well. They get along quick. Then we meet the Major, played by the wonderful Mark Hamill, except he ain't playing that goody two-shoes like a farm boy Jedi. What the fuck was the accent? No. He's playing a dick. I mean, he is an evil motherfucker. You would never expect that from Mark Hamill. He's always played this good guy. Well, except the Joker. If you guys didn't know, he voiced the Joker from the animated series from the 90s. Okay, nerd talk over. And it was so cool seeing him as a villain, because this villain has no sympathy. He's a cold-blooded killer, and he has no guilt about it, long as he serves his country, and he'll do anything in his sick mind to protect America. So now starts the long walk, and at first everyone's like super confident, thinking, hey, this ain't so bad. And as an audience, that's what you're thinking. You're like, well, this is a horror film. Something's gonna happen. But hey, these characters are happy, confident, so as an audience, you connect to that and are like, okay, until, yeah, this movie's a horror movie. And as soon as you're rooting for the contestants, you start to feel the dread because you know something bad is going to happen to each one of them. So the youngest contestant is this 18-year-old guy. So at this time, they've been walking for hours, and he gets a leg cramp. He falls down, begging for help. And Ray and his group urges him to get up before something happens. Then, bam! The soldier shoots him in the face, killing him. This is when Ray and the group realize this ain't a fun game. This is now life or death, and they all know there's only one winner. So one by one, they all fail and will die. Again, I loved Weapons and Sinners, and there was some dread with those films. Of course, it's a horror movie. But as soon as that kid gets killed, you're crushed, because the writing is done so well that even a minor character you care about. So it gets to be nighttime, and Ray and his group survived the first day. But what's so messed up is, and unethical, is they can't rest or sleep. They have to walk until, like I said, there's only one winner. So it's been a while since anyone's been shot or killed. And your buddy Dread comes back because at night it's the deadliest. Dozens of innocent contestants get killed. Ray dozes off, and his friend Peter helps him stay awake. And we basically get a flashback scene of knowing who his mother and father are. His mother's your classic loving mother who cares about Ray. And then there's his father, who is this resistance fighter against the tyrant government. But this is a Stephen King adaptation, so fuck being happy. You know what I'm saying? So the Major and his soldiers arrest the father for, being a good human being. Not like we've seen that before, huh? So they sickly bring the mother and Ray to watch as the Major is about to execute him. unless he betrays his belief and ignore all the bad things the military does now. The wife begs him to listen. She doesn't want to see her husband die. But he can't do that. He knows it's wrong if he gives up on his fight for freedom. So he looks at his family for one last time and denies the offer from the major. Without thinking, like he's done this a millions of times, he shoots the father in the head. Roy tells Peter this, and he doesn't want the money. He's going to win this and kill the major. And Peter tells them, then what? Revenge is not worth it. You might be satisfied, but what happens after you're done? Your whole mission is now gone. You have no idea what to do with your life then. It's just not worth it. But Ray can't just not do anything. He's hell-bent on revenge for the justice for his father. The long walk continues. The killings get more heartbreaking. Like I said, there's no villain in the long walk. Except, yes, the major. But, like the contestants, even if they're even the douchebag ones, they have their reasons why they act like this. And, yeah, there's really no villains except the major, because the contestants aren't. So you just feel bad and are horrified watching these people getting shot, mowed down. Especially when we get to the main group. Ray and his friends. Ray and Peter have to watch in horror as the people they got along with all get shot and killed. Till, yes, I'm skipping parts because, guys, you gotta watch this movie. Even if I'm spoiling it to you. Shit. Yeah, I'm spoiling it to you. You should watch this movie because it's amazing. So I will say, if you're still here, you want to know the ending, then watch. If you don't, and you want to be surprised, watch the movie. You've been warned. So now Ray and Peter are the last two. And Peter's about to sacrifice himself. And Ray stops him. He can't let another person he cares about die. Because he realized after seeing his mom again, revenge is not worth it. He knows that Peter needs the money more than him. So he sacrifices himself. And Peter tries helping, but Ray tells him to go win. And then bam, Ray gets shot in the face by the major. That's it, Peter wins. Now what? Peter gets his goddamn revenge, that's what. He shoots and kills the major. Yes, he won the money, but at what cost? And guys, that was the long walk. I didn't want to spoil a lot of it because, again, this movie is so amazing. Yes, it's dreadful. Yes, it's intense, but the story is so amazing. I don't want to spoil... Well, I did spoil the beginning and the ending. But even if you've been spoiled, I didn't say everything. Go still watch this movie because this movie needs to be talked about more. It's so good. And it's such a shame this didn't make people's top 10. It's a movie no one talks about, and they should because it's one of the best Stephen King adaptations. That's the long walk. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like because, hey, this video might be depressing, but hey, I finally talked about an amazing movie this year. That wasn't goddamn Madam Web. But give it a like, subscribe, share the video so others can join the beautiful cult of the internet's fool. It's not really a cult. Am I a loner like cults? Yes. Anyway, subscribe, share, follow me on my socials. I'm mostly on Bluesky. Peace out, guys.